That's us. We're here. It's a thing. Hi, guys.
Hello!
Welcome back to Trekyards.
The one, the only Starship Star Trek thing. We do episode reviews and more here on Trekyards.
With the one and only Commander Cockings.
And the unique, the indisputably awesome Captain Foley.
Hey, that's us.
That's us.
And
Test the audio.
all of you, of course. All of you, of course. You know, you guys help the show too. You are part of the show. So welcome, guys. We are your coronavirus COVID-19 entertainment for everybody that's in self-quarantine. Welcome. Hope you're all well. Hope you stay safe. Hope you stay healthy. And yeah, I'm glad that you're all here because that's awesome. I can't hear you, Samuel. You're muted.
And that's why we're here, because you're here. And you're here because we're here. It's a great thing.
It's great.
Now, quick question before we get going. How many people do you think know on the thumbnail who the left picture is?
I'm supposed to guess 500,000 worldwide.
No, I mean in terms of the audience. I already saw a few comments saying, "Who is that guy?"
Oh yeah, not many know. Sorry, I don't know. Not that many.
I just mean that I think there was such hype with Picard, and now there is an alternate Star Trek. The hype for Discovery, no longer being the only, is so much lower that he is from the Discovery trailer, and and so you've got to be interested in remember that trailer to even know who it is. And I think that's not got the same energy as they would hope it has. I'll be honest. Don't know if you guys would agree. I mean, let me know. Are you guys even excited? Like, are you actually excited for Discovery Season 3? More or more just like, oh yeah, it'll come out. I will watch. I'll hopefully enjoy. We will see. Oh. Kilobytes are dying a bit there. Let me lower that all the way down.
People are saying we're lagging a little bit, so.
Yeah.
He's a Discovery character in a preview. Federation.
Yes.
Says Fiddleheads.
Yes, absolutely. Right, turned off all my internets. Sometimes it'll be like yesterday we had the most amazing internet quality. Today we might not. Who knows? Oh wow. Okay. I think it's starting to stabilise. I mean, you look fine on my end. I mean, you look absolutely great. Don't know about me, Stuart.
You look fine here. Everything's crystal clear as usual.
So
watching the stream on the thing, it says video output low though, and it's kind of choppy, but
like it's kind of hard to really like relate to it because you're fine. So only if we're watching the stream to the nth degree do we even notice, which we are.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, we got a super chat, which is super great. The first one is
amazing.
from. It is. The first one is from Mark Lawrence, who's also super great and super amazing.
Oh, he is one of the most super of the greats.
This is true. He says that android on the right gives off a Bicentennial Man vibe. Absolutely. Very much so.
It's a great movie. Do go and watch it if you have not. It's a very sweet movie. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a unique of its kind. So do go and watch that. Robin Williams. Not Robbie. Robin. Yeah, Robin.
Sorry we're lagging. It's nothing we can control, unfortunately. It seems to be getting better now, so
we're not.
Yeah.
We were at very high drop frames. Now we are every second getting cleaner. So I think we're fine. Just at a low bit right now.
Just keep hitting refresh. It'll get better.
Yeah. I'm excited for Ethernet because then I can be even higher. Richard Cullen, 3 adverts in 1 minute. Well, we haven't control that. We have no control over that. Don't know.
Yeah, that's a YouTube thing. Sorry.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Make it 4, he says.
And Drew Drake says, "I can't wait for Discovery to start. It's fantastic."
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it actually. So, and we're here to talk about that today and how the Discovery Season 3 might just tie in with Picard, or not. But I think because the people in charge, they're gonna they're going to want to do it. They're going to double down and say Discovery's 100% linked.
Well, obviously
Everything.
we've had Discovery shuttles everywhere, so already we've had art design elements that have been both. The holograms are very similar. You know, the way that the Rios controls his the Serena is exactly the same way that Tyler Vaught controls the work bees, so the art design is similar in that way. No different, really. It's all future Trek.
And Dave Stetzler says, I think the leg may have something to do with 95% of the population now stuck at home watching YouTube.
That is an interesting point, actually.
We're going to be here to entertain you guys. We're already isolated within our little boxes that you see us in. Anyway, we never really get out. So we're fine. Hopefully you guys are fine. And if you're self-quarantined, well, then you got entertainment because we're here.
Welcome. Well, that might be a worthwhile thing, Ethernetting, even if it's a slight safety hazard to do it this way around for the lives. Although I'm doing a speed test now, a megabytes download is 23, which is pretty good, and upload is 5, which is not bad. Well, no, go down a bit. I mean, it should be better than this. I don't know why it's not. Huh. Weird.
We're doing the best we can, guys. So
anyway, yeah. So the two Star Treks of the current era is Star Trek Discovery, taking place in the post-Cage pre-Kirk timeline, although arguably an alternate visual continuity. Well, I don't think that's arguable. I think that's exact same technical continuity, different visual continuity. And then Star Trek Picard, which takes place in the future of the normal timeline, although pulls a lot of elements from the Discovery aesthetic because they happen to have made a year apart. It's like how the Star Trek 6 Enterprise A sets look remarkably like the Enterprise D sets, even though they're 100 years apart, because they were the same sets repainted. But they put more effort in than I think a lot of this people. Changing carbon colours isn't quite the same. But I mean, how many people are we watching? Is it worth getting right into the topic then?
Well, we have 133 right now on my end, anyway. So that's pretty good.
Well, I'll start sharing then. I'll do that step. That makes sense.
Yeah, start sharing.
Oh, TK, good luck. Good luck. Okay.
Yeah.
See you in a minute.
Oh, all right. Well, guys, it's just you and me. And hopefully you guys are safe and well and safe from the COVID-19 and the corona and stuff, But this is my chance to remind you that if you want to be part of the conversation, you want to have your voice heard, your question read, your comment answered, or vice versa. Question answered, comment read. Yeah. Make sure that you send us a super chat. Helps us out, helps you out, and gets your voice heard. Hopefully we'll have a good amount of viewers. We generally do, and we might have a little bit more because people are at home and might be able to watch. So it's kind of shitty and sucky out there right now with the situation, but we'll make the best of it and entertain you guys as best we can. And hopefully you guys will, appreciate that. There's many ways to help us out. You can go to Patreon/Trekyards and join us on a monthly basis. It's a great way to help, or just join the channel. Joining the channel is fun. We've got Commander, Captain, and Admiral rank. We're considering adding another rank or two in there to kind of give somebody the opportunity to maybe be Trekyards or Federation president. We'll see. It's something we talked about earlier today, and it's so if you want to join the channel, it's another way to help, and it's a monthly way, and it basically is like Patreon but the YouTube version. So if you want to hit that join button down by the subscribe button, you can do so and check out the different levels that you can help out at, or simply use any of the links down below. There's Teespring. You can get some Trekyards merchandise. You can go to Eagle Moss using the link down below. Just don't go to Eagle Moss and then use the discount code Trekyards, because that won't work. You have to use the link down below to go to Eagle Moss, then use the discount code Trekyards to save yourself some money. So yeah. There's a bunch of great ways to help us, and we would really appreciate any help you can give us, even just sharing the videos, liking the videos. Liking is important. Make sure you hit that like button, and don't forget to Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification icon. And not just the notification icon, make sure you select all that. We get notified of all the uploads we do. We do quite a few, and we have some really great stuff. So hopefully you guys will take all that stuff into consideration. It's all in the description down below, including PayPal. PayPal is another great way to help us. If you do send to PayPal, just make the moderators aware of it in the chat, and they'll let us know, and we'll read your PayPal from the email. So it's another great way to support us as well. So there you go.
Well, howdy.
Howdy, partner.
Aye.
Jeff Jacobs throws in $2, which is great. 55 made it into like again at 100. Hashtag make Jeff pay. Let's hit 100, guys. We have 141 people here. We should be able to do that easily. And you guys might find you need to refresh frequently. We apologize for that. It's nothing we can do on our end. We're just dealing with internet issues as they come up. So. And
it's now clean for me. It's in the green. It's just low bit rate. So if you haven't refreshed already, then do, and it should be fine from then on. There shouldn't be any problems.
Awesome.
Yes. So Stuart, then.
Yes.
It's your theory.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, you had the idea. I was like, oh, great, we'll do that. That's fine. So Stuart, what is the theory? Because I actually don't remember. I think you vaguely mentioned it like a week ago. I don't actually remember what it is. So what is it?
Well, as we know, we see this guy in the thumbnail. He's in the trailer for season 3 of Discovery. Supposedly a Federation representative by the looks of it. He's got an office with a Federation flag in it. But we saw something that seemed off about him. We speculated he might be an android at one point.
Hologram was the original one.
Hologram, but then, yeah, possibly android. And now having this whole synth thing happening, I think it might tie in to what's going on in Picard. Especially this octenary star system deal. Now, this is something that I can see because Discovery is now 900 years in the future. They could run into somebody that has more advanced tech. They could, whatever, to get themselves back in time, perhaps. But they've run into these people. They found out that the Federation was basically taken over by a bunch of synthetic organics. And perhaps that's why there's a smaller group of people that are different races that we see with Fire and the Things, trying to take the Federation back. So they're like the rebel force, Star Warsy, and they're trying to fight against these synth organics. So what could happen, possibly, in my mind, is that Michael Burnham, of course, will find a way to go back 200,000-300,000 years in time, move these suns as a warning to not let this happen to the Federation. Because or the galaxy as a whole, whatever,
everyone
that the synthetics are going to take over, and just give you a playthrough reel of some of the stuff that happened as a result of this happening. And unfortunately, the Federation doesn't get the memo, and the Romulans, in fact, do, and create the Zhat Vash, which basically snowballs, and everything happens as a result of the incident that the Discovery did, going back in time. I assume back in time. Maybe not the Discovery, maybe just Burnham in the angel suit. I don't know. I think there's going to be some kind of tie-in where it's Discovery is trying to set things right, and in doing so, they actually cause the issues that are in Picard. I can see that kind of being a thing. So that's kind of my theory, just the bare bones of it. But there's a lot there to kind of unpack and talk about. So
cool. I like it. Well, if you jump on the super chats, and I will say the original theory I had, and then that is a whole new dimension. So that's a good stuff to talk about.
Yeah. Look out, Tower Radio throws in £5.
Think so.
Hey, Captain Commander, any chance of a position of stowaway? No, there is no stowaway rank. As Samuel and myself were discussing earlier today, and as I mentioned to you guys when he was out, we're thinking of adding some more tiers, but like Trekyards President tier, Federation President tier, and then those guys, at that higher ranks, they can kind of, have a little bit more special treatment. We'll see. I haven't really looked into adding them today because I had other stuff to do.
Yeah.
But stay tuned. There might be more ranks and levels.
I had a dumb but wonderful idea. I think it's fair to say
it was dumderful,
dumberific, dumb and fantastic,
wonderum,
or just dumb. No. So the original theory, and I think this is where, again, I have a film background and also a storytelling background, because lots of people have film backgrounds, but you might just be the cameraman. Doesn't mean you see angles. So my brain casts things in those different ways. So if I postulate a theory, I try and pull from that kind of like, would it make sense sort of realm. A lot of the time it's too Star Trek for what they would do because they want to do part of their own course. Fair enough. And so one of the things I was able to dissect from the trailer when we first look throughs was that actually it's all lies, but in like a clever creative editing way. Nothing against them for editing. So it's interesting that the Federation themselves, this chap, are the villains because the Federation member. Now this is the original without Stewart's additions, which is we'll talk about again in a second. That at some point down the line, the Federation Council went a bit bad. And Starfleet, which obviously is an arm of the Federation, although is not the Federation itself, is an arm of the Federation, took it in their own hands to say, no, we don't accept this, and some admirals said no. The Federation then went against them, and Starfleet is the multi-ethnic renegades we see in the clothing, and that's that subset, or at least descendants from at least the rebels of Starfleet, because I'm sure they made their own new Starfleet after they did the purge, and then we see these people in uniforms that look Federation-y or Starfleet-y, but those are more like Nazi-esque Federation people from the corrupted order, and it's very cleverly edited. That's why I think it's going to be. And so this guy is going to trick Burnham to think she's doing the right thing, but they're the bad guys who think they're doing the right thing. I mean, even Nazis thought they're doing the right thing to a certain extent. Similar sort of vibe. Obviously, they've got to beat these guys at the end, and the Galaxy will be fine. And part of that, I assumed that the Federation would just go bad. It only takes one bad egg to start taking over. We've seen that in a few countries around the world even today. But link it directly to synths is interesting. We've added this to the universe as a totally doable, and it's very likely next episode we're going to see at least a mini colony of synths. Many, and so therefore even by 900 years earlier to this current Discovery timeline, they could be made and exist happily, easily. And so what about by that point? Jurati obviously said that synths wouldn't be around for at least another 1,000 years without data's engrams, so there's also that precedent that they could be created about the same time without that. That's another little tie-in. So if synths manage to weasel their way in, like O did as the Romulan-Vulcan hybrid, they can get their way into the top of the Federation government and then decide themselves to create radical things so against everyone else, and then Starfleet rejects, and then and is that payback for something they've done against the synths? I mean, I don't know why, or was it just one synth gone bad? Kind of like in Blade Runner, the gay guy, whatever his name is, Rutger Hauer's character in Tears in the Rain. Like, he has a lot of bad things to survive, but you associate him as being the bad guy in the movie, quote unquote.
So I think the synth uprising is going to be an overreaction on the organic synthetic part to the Zhat Vash. And
now we've discussed this vague, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, and their nihilistic nature of just wanting to get rid of all synth organics. So to protect themselves, they increase their numbers. They start taking over the new Romulan settlements, whatever. That just gets out of hand, and all of a sudden, they are. It was an overcompensation based on what the Zhat Vash were trying to stop. So I can see a snowball effect of sorts going on in that regard. Everybody in the comments is like, me reading title. I absolutely hope not. I don't personally want these to be synced or linked together. I just have a feeling. I had a feeling before this show even started that they were going to do this somehow.
Well, again, Discovery shuttles.
Well,
I mean, it's
Yeah, but I mean to actually have the characters. Anyway, I'm scared for the future.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting how there was. As just all sorts of Facebook groups do different things, and one of them had a poll saying, "Hey, do you want to see Discovery characters meet Picard characters?" And it was like 91% no, but there's some very loud people writing yes, and then very negative people saying no against them. Luckily, most of the comments were no because so far apart in timeline, it wouldn't make sense. And to get Kirk to Picard, you had to have a pretty stupid, ribbon bullshit. You know what I mean? Just to get that to work. And it's sad because when we were at the era of Enterprise, DS9, Voyager, TNG, when you had the episode where the Enterprise D was Doctor DS9 and Bashir came aboard, even different uniforms. It was a joy to watch Bashir work with Data. It was lovely. It was great. And then when they talked to Quark on the view screen occasionally, the Dura sisters, great. You know, those things are valuable to the nth degree, and you always wish for more. When Thomas Riker appears and plays a villain on the Defiant, great episode, really interesting.
Yeah.
So in the olden days, any crossover was worth having, but now with such a divisive set of shows and such, where the Discovery's premise is not to appeal to Star Trek fans, it's to appeal to everybody at the risk, and has alienated a lot of fans because it's gone against the core values for a more mainstream vibe. Now, it might work in the long term, but it's not worked well in the short term. Picard's gone slightly further towards fandom, but still has to be made by the same people, and therefore it's still got a lot of the same beliefs. But if you're, those that like Discovery now, who are paying the CBS All Access subscription, probably still like Picard as well. And if you can link the two, then the Discovery people might pay you more, although it's all all access, so it's not exactly, but they might buy toys, they might buy posters, might buy books. But if you can get your own audience happy, then, is that worth the problematic nature of, although unfortunately when you add Michael Burnham to Picard, instantly you know that she will both bitch at him for no reason, be smarter than him for no reason, and win the situation and make him look ridiculous. So, it's not worth having them put together. Whereas in reality, it should be Picard that's better, stronger, smarter than Burnham for every reason.
Mark Lawrence though throws in a $5 super chat. So being another 1,000 years in the future, they could hire Planet Express to move the suns. They did it before.
Oh, exactly. I love it. And you mentioned the one thing that's the most egregious things of Discovery Season 2 is that the Section 31 pre-cage time suit is capable of instantaneous travel to anywhere in the galaxy at any point in time with one single crystal and an easily rechargeable power source, which the people can easily do. Of course it can move suns. You know what I mean? We're at this point, it's so advanced that of course it can move a sun. I'm not even going to doubt that, even though they say in this version of the show, in Picard, that that's extreme power. And yet I wouldn't even bat an eyelid if Burnham could do it.
What they're going to do is they're going to use the mycelial network to move the suns because it's easier. And they're going to tie that whole spore drive shit into this. I can just see all the possibilities in front of me. And it's like, all right, some of them are clever, fine. Some of them are going to be stupid. Those are the ones you're going to pick. But please don't link them at all. I mean, I said that going in. Keep Picard for the fans of TNG. Yep. Because everybody was very divisive on Discovery. Yeah, well, exactly. Everybody was divisive on Discovery, so keep them far apart from each other. And they're not doing that. They have those visual cues, and it's just the story is building to the point where it's going to like, pink, and they're going to join, and it's not going to be good. I just have a feeling. And Dan Hall said, "What toys? They only make Eagle Moss." Well, I know they haven't made any toys in a while, but he was just giving the example of, getting more merchandise or stuff out there, the possibility of it. So.
No, yeah. And then mycelial, I'm not as against that because that's already been, that's a funny one because it's a tech that is basically a god tech, but also we know it doesn't exist again. Therefore, you can use it to its full effect during the period it exists, and it's now in the future. So, I'm not against that. Although, wouldn't that be a funny gimmick though? To have Discovery, the whole premise of the show is it goes 1,000 years in the future, but half of the season they go 2,000 years in the past, or like you said, 200,000. That'd be a fun little. I mean, as a conceptual weird thing, they take the saving Thracian literally. That in fact these characters are so mildly important. I mean, come on, Discovery Season 1 had the same idea that they had a story. They moved away from that story for 4 episodes, then back to the story. So you can have 2 stories in one season that are completely separate with little hints. So just pure conceptually as a story technique, I wouldn't even mind. And in fact, doesn't that if you break it down just in that respect, Discovery's in the future, sees the problem of the Federation in their version of the future, which we know isn't the version of the future because we have the time cops, 20th century, blah blah blah. What if then they jump back to the Tacon Empire, they make peace with them, they give them the warning. Yeah. And things go bad or worse or whatever.
They're going to show the Tacon Empire how to move suns. They're going to work with. They're going to jump back too far, meet the Takan Empire. Go. This is what we have to do. We can't jump again. We have the mycelial network. Can we use your tech? And the Takan are going to be like, yeah, it's compatible. We're going to use your mycelial network and our tech to move these suns. Ha! We are awesome and superior. And so, God damn it, I can see it happening.
Or same but different. They in fact give the Takan Empire the spore drive, and that's how they become the empire they became later in their timeline.
Mm-hmm.
The discovery is why they become so good.
Yep.
And that's the only reason, which I'm not against. It's an interesting time paradoxy thing, because then they're the one that created the warning and la la la.
And this will tie into the Section 31 show somehow, because Georgia will be like coming back in time to make sure that the Federation gets the message, and that's going to be all screwed up. Before we get into that, Fiddleheads has joined the channel, and he is the rank of commander. So welcome, Commander.
Come on, Fiddleheads.
On board. I thought you already were a member, Fiddleheads, but anyway, thank you. I see your name quite often, so it's glad you.
Yeah, thank you.
I see what he did. He quit and rejoined because he wanted a medical badge, which is the first badge you get, but he just got back at. Aha! YouTube has fooled you. I can't change the badges. I mean, I can, but yeah, sorry, Fiddleheads.
And Sven Kampmann says, "Hey ho from Germany. Hello.
Hello.
And yes, thanks for being commander after you quit." Now we do know that in a very small way that Discovery and Picard linked are because there was a fun little gentle reference of a Gormagander.
Well, yeah.
Which is a reference of linkedness. Although I reference Gormaganders in Convergence because it's such an easy reference.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a space whale. It's fine. It was in Starfleet battles. We'll say it's fine. It could be anywhere. It's one of those things that's not Discovery-esque, you know. And
I quite like my captain saying, "Even this with Gormaganders." It's just stupid to see the guy try and pronounce Gormagander. It's funny because on the page, how the hell do you say that off the page? So it's like take 3, he got it. So that is a direct in terms of reference. Although you almost wish there would be one showrunner running both, because at least then the vibe would be consistent.
Yeah.
Because Chabon has definitely improved second half of season 1.
Well, didn't he work on season 2 of Discovery? He did a few of the episodes near the end, because one was dedicated to his father, I think.
But writing it versus controlling the narrative is different.
Oh, okay.
Because you can write references, but if Kurtzman hates Star Trek and hates references, he'll say no. I mean, you know. Plus, you know what show you're in. It's the Discovery show. They don't want to link it to canon. They don't want to be clever. Whereas Picard can charter his own course.
I don't think Kurtzman hates Star Trek.
Oh, of
course I think he's just ignorant and stupid and doesn't know the difference. He doesn't care enough or realize that it means something to people.
It's like I saw a wonderful video by the Major Grin, whatever his name is, the channel where they show clips of the new and the old side by side without any sort of commentary. And it was showing that Discovery's yet again made another mistake. Picard's made another mistake, like with the stars. Girardi was just wrong about the stars, and she's a scientist; she should know. Another mistake is that Ravi says how many years ago Data was made, and she was 30 years off.
Yeah, I noticed that one.
And it's like, I mean, you just memory alpha it and you work it out. That's just a full mistake. And they have it in Old Trek, fine. But they didn't have Google in Old Trek. You actually had to ask Mike and T. Sakuda, and they'd have their own notes. So those sorts of mistakes is just, I mean, I guess it's just Raffi being stupid.
Well, I want to make a note there about Girardi and messing up the stars thing. She is a specialist in artificial life. So she might not necessarily have the information, because that argument was made many times when it was said, why can't she delete the memory of the...
Yep.
So I mean, whatever. That's neither here nor there.
Although
even Raffi could just be not know.
But she does information data conspiracy theories. It works less well with her, especially if.
Oh, it absolutely does. But
30 to 70 years is quite a stretch, because that means you can't trust her 100, 2,100 years, because that means she's probably going to be at least double that off.
Yeah, I think 200,000 years was very, very off the mark. I think it's more like 500,000 kind of years. But
Yeah, well, she was certainly
uh,
guessing.
well, Jeff Jacobs puts in $2,
Oh,
111. Nice, nice, nice. I will go again at 150, but we need 250. We have 272 people here. Everybody hit that like button. Let's get up
yeah.
to
Oh,
150. And Fleet Paw Swiftback also throws in $2 and says 110 likes. Boop that thumb up on the bobble snoot. Bopple snoot. I don't know what a bopple snoot is. Is
oh,
it like a Gormagander?
I think so. Yeah. And Nassim Shambour says super chat is disabled in where I live. Oh no, where do you live, sir? If you still want to help the channel though, you can PayPal us, which actually we get more from if you still would like to. I mean, again, no pressure on you, and that's trekyards.com. And there's a donate button, and let us know. And Jarzia gave a PayPal, so if you want to check down to that,
Mm.
that would be cool. Let's have a little look. What are people saying? Um,
All right, let's see what Jarzia has to say. $5 from Jarzia. Not really related to this stream,
oh,
but speaking of links between shows, I noticed something rather interesting the other night. I started watching SG1 again recently and got to the episode Emancipation. I realized for the first time that that episode is remarkably similar to another episode from another show 10 years earlier. Both episodes were written by Catherine Powers, both were second episode after the pilot of the respective series, and both are considered among the worst episodes of their series. They also both involve a female main character being kidnapped by one of the locals, ending up in a fight to the death that doesn't actually kill anyone. The other episode was TNG's Code of Honor. Talk about deja vu. Wow. Hashtag Code of Honor. I need a drink. That's the drinking sign. I don't have a drink.
oh dear. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
It isn't.
I mean, I don't. That episode I think is overhated, but it is definitely on their worst 10 episodes of Stargate. But Stargate's a pretty good show, so it's kind of yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do think they'll have to link it. I think they're going to want to link it. It makes sense from a marketing perspective, although since they don't really make toys, it's not as if, you know what I mean, there's much marketing per se going on, you know?
Yeah, and I think they'll want to link Section 31 too, assuming they're still going ahead with that.
Well, it's something delayed though because of
Yeah.
the virus, you know?
Yeah. The STD.
No, the actual
oh.
physical virus, not the...
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Because I never say that. I never say STD. So, anyway, so I don't know. I think there's a way to tie in Section 31 as well. But then it'd be just this whole encompassing narrative, and you got to be aware of everything that's going on in each one. And that's not how they make these shows. They don't make them to connect to that you should watch the other one, because they're assuming that each show is like, we'll throw a dart and hopefully people will like it and run after it. It's not really something that's focused, and I don't know. I don't know. I see bad things in the future, unfortunately.
Well, it's the thing where the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the biggest money-making, basically, filmic endeavor ever, if you look at it as a 10-year. And beyond the pure quality of content, is the fact that they are a shared canon that has been preserved, is consistent, is evolving, is thought through. This is why when people say canon is not important, visual canon is not important. If that was the case, then Iron Man, who cares if in Avengers Civil War 2, Avengers Civil War, Iron Man was suddenly blue and gold, or blue and purple, and his face had jellyfish ears. Or who cares about canon? No, people care about canon. I hate the argument about canon, because that's why Avengers, part of why it's built up. You look at things like, you had Blade, X-Men, all these other ones that are standalone, and they can't unify, and that's a problem. They're limited. But this big shared universe allowed them to do some truly amazing things, and if you were designing Star Trek shows, then if you were to set 3 shows in the Discovery era, you could then have look, we've got Captain Pike is doing a special guest star, and the bonus press that allows, plus synergy, plus you can do, like the CW shows, the crossovers are some of the best content, where they get more money, they get a bigger scope, is really exciting. By having the different eras, you completely remove that, unless you make this very intricate plot. But then, you're either thoroughly tied into the entire premise of the story, or you make it subtle. We didn't get any Trill in Picard, so there's no Trill link, but the synth thing would make sense, but then, problem with having Discovery in the future, which is the first time I've had a show like this, there's now a foregone conclusion. And this is why we know Discovery isn't the future, because they come from a past that is with control, but never, all these weird, confusing things that got changed. Discovery didn't go into the real future, went into their future, but the TNG future is different because all these multiple things changed, blah, blah, blah. But if it is the future, then, and it's to do with synths, then we know Picard fails or whatever, and it makes that season meaningless. So to link them even actually weakens them thematically, because one devalues the other. Obviously, Enterprise, the Federation forms, but they get, the Xindi attack happened, did you? You didn't know about any of that stuff. So it still had some weight, even if you know they're all going to be fine.
How much you want to bet that we're going to finally meet the president of the new Federation in Discovery Season 3, and it's going to be this epic reveal. As soon as he walks into the room, it's Brent Spiner.
Mm.
And nobody knows who the hell he is, because they're not from that timeline. And he's like... Anyway.
Well, it's Law.
Now
that would be a super evolved Law.
Yeah. Well, before we get into that, Look Outside Radio, 2 pounds, Chateau Picard Time Captain. Sure. Sounds like an epic cartoon for Saturday morning.
Yeah.
It'd be great to have time traveling powers when you make wine. You could make your wine like that. That'd be great.
Absolutely. And guys, please do super chat if you want to have your comments, questions, and thoughts heard. We rely on you guys to discuss and bounce ideas off.
Yeah, we're not sure how long this one's going to be. I don't know how long we can talk about this specifically, but I just thought it was worth pointing out, and I wanted to, kind of share this with everybody and get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, and also your Johnny, which is great. But we do need your super chats to keep sort of bouncing off of and keep going. But it feels such an obvious link to link synths with synths. And the implication to me is that they said they hired a gender fluid, non-binary looking person, who looks like a girl to me, but I mean, whatever, as a major role in Discovery Season 3. And they'll end up being a synthetic life form, which links that in. And there's an evolution of all of that jazz in the future. And that'll be... because or at least even if they are synthetics that aren't evil, it's just they did evolve. I don't think you'd want to necessarily have the big bad of whoever killed the synthetics from the Takan Empire, or killed that empire, because then you're sort of... they're just another really big bad. I mean, they make the Borg look weak, and it's like, oh, don't ever do that. If you have to make the Borg look weak to make your guys look strong, you've effed up the Borg. It's like, don't change Doctor Who's mythology the way they did, because it just makes everything else look daft. Don't be upscaling. It's like, even with the Dominion, the Borg could still win against the Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
They're that threatening.
Just a different threat.
Just a different threat. Yeah, I mean, 8472.
Style of threat.
8472 can kill the Borg, but the Borg can also kill 8472 with a bit.
Yeah. Eugene throws in 500 rubles.
Thanks.
Hello, Eugene. Welcome.
Hello.
So Picard Season 1 is just Discovery Season 3 prequel.
I mean, it might...
No, Discovery still has to go back in time to impact Picard. So Discovery is still the prequel.
Now, would that be Discovery Season 4? Would they want to tie it in so much? Because we do know that Burnham's time suit becomes functional again because she sends a message to them saying she's fine. And also we do know that, well, although to be fair, they might just ignore it like they ignore other things.
They're going to ignore it.
Yeah, will they get to the... Oh, shit, don't press that button. Will they get to the point where... I mean, are they going to refer to the in-between future that comes in Calypso? Because that was another distinct future thing.
Yeah.
And is that ever going to be addressed? Because Discovery there for 1,000 years waiting, that's a big time thing.
It had better be addressed because That was such a great short, and they've
Mhm.
tied the other shorts into the stories. So
Well, I haven't tied. Well, I guess I've run away. I mean, do they even think they don't need to tie them in directly?
no, but they've done a good job of incorporating each into, like, even with Runaway, yeah, the stupid dilithium queen making thing, whatever her name was, Poe. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
Poe. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking of I'm just having a Teletubbies flashback right now. My kids used to watch Teletubbies. One of them was named Poe.
Yeah.
Was a little red one. Anyway, yes, they've done a good job tying the other shorts in, and I would like to see Calypso tied in. It was the best of the shorts. It would be great if they could incorporate it in a way that made sense. Plus, it had the most interesting story, and yes, with them going into the future, it makes perfect sense to be able to tie that in somehow. So, yes, please make that make sense. As I said, I think the crew is going to get back, but they got to leave the ship.
Yeah.
And they're going to tell the ship to we'll come back, we'll come back for the ship later or whatever.
Because Discovery's not the story of the ship. It isn't. It's the story of Michael Burnham. And the people around her. It's not about Tilly. These people don't matter in the grand scheme. It's about Michael Burnham and her journey with Spock to some extent. So if they lose the ship, it doesn't really matter, but also the show can end because if the ship doesn't exist, the crew isn't together. You know, they keep. Well, the fact is they all went to the future to be with Michael Burnham. You know, all of the crew sacrificed their lives and their futures and their families just so they could hang out with Michael Burnham in the future.
Which they didn't have to do anyway because they stopped Control before they went through the time thing.
And I hope we have a scene in season 3 where they're talking. There's like a big briefing, like a motion picture, and they say, right, so just a quick recap. Control was defeated about 2.5 minutes before we got to the anomaly. And so I was like,
what? Are you shitting me?
yes, Lieutenant. So why did we go through anomaly? Oh, to stop Control from getting information. Different person. But we killed Control. Yes. So I left my pregnant wife, 3 children, and my grandmother for what? Because Alex Kurtzman from the parallel universe called Reality said we had to. Oh.
No, because see that lady over there? That's Michael Burnham. We're here for her.
That's why I wished it was like actually just the core crew. It was you could buy Tilly, give up her life. You could buy. Nope, that's it. Tyler maybe. You know, it should have been like only down to like 4 people going to the future. It should have been cut the crew down to the minimum. As soon as you start showing nurses, it's like why have they chosen to go?
Because even Pike was like, screw this. I'm staying here.
Yeah.
Go. I'm a valiant captain. I love this crew, but god damn it. Nope. I ain't going.
But I genuinely like your idea, though, of saying that they are in the future and they go into the past. Especially as, wouldn't it be kind of interesting if, because we know the future is changeable, because, you know, Control, what's changed? Done. Easy, right? It'd be nice if they actually have a situation whereby they're in the future, and they make things worse by their appearance. And it escalates, and it escalates, and it's like, well, this is bad. And they say, well, how do we stop this from happening? Well, we can't in a real way, but we can do one last jump, and they have this new character called Book.
Yeah. Yes. Book. Yeah. Kraft is the guy from Calypso. Book is the new guy. Yeah.
If they ask him, you know, well, where's the time crystal? Oh, I know. You know, I know of a time crystal. And they go back into the ultra past because they can't control when, and then they cause other events. See, that would be fun. Oh, could you imagine a scene where it's the Council of the Elders, the Iconians and the Takon, and they're all around a table? It's just like, oh wow, this is the big boy table. This is the parents' room. Oh.
So it's like Lost in Space, but more like Lost in Time. So Quantum Leap with Star Trek. Where they jump from time to time, try to fix things, and.
But it burn out the spore drive. That'd be important to actually be stuck there. Although they wouldn't know be the time crystal, be the time suit. It would actually burn out the time suit. Because it'd go into a point in history where it's unstable for reasons. Or can't we just see the future guy for Enterprise? Why isn't he involved? You know, why wouldn't Temporal Peel stop Burnham? I mean,
Exactly. Well, why? Where's the temporal police? They're not in this reality because this is not the prime timeline. That's
because
why.
they should have stopped. I mean, why didn't Braxton send a ship to stop Control? Because they can easily stop Control. Because of course they can.
Because that's
They,
an alternate reality.
I
There's no
know.
Braxton in that one.
And I mean, I wouldn't have even mind if they'd made Control a literal force in the temporal Cold War. How surreal would that have been? Robots as well. That would have been kind of like neat, you know.
Yeah.
And they obviously went back in time as lots of people do.
Jeff Jacobs, $2.
Thank
Woot,
you.
150 again at 200. But now we need a 275 hashtag make Jeff pay. 280 of you here. Easy to get to 200.
Oh,
and
better.
You can get to 200 easily. You can get to 250. No problem. Hit the like button, guys. 280 of you are here, so that's awesome. Justin Hampton puts in $2, and the chat jumped on me. And he says, heck, my last regular chat got theory. Heck, my last regular chat got theory. I'm confused.
I think his regular chat is where he puts his theory because it's more text. Okay,
Oh.
Discovery goes back in time because Picard's issues. Oh, and because of Picard's issues, Picard figures it out and uses Borg cubes since it has chronometric stuff, fixes timeline, and deletes Disco. Okay, Borg cube go back in time. Although it's kind of risky if they delete the Discovery timeline, and with the Borg cube, that'd be the hell of visual.
Vincent Visions, $2.
Hey man.
Here's some support amidst what's been going on. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
You're the man.
Yeah, hopefully we can take your mind off of things for a little while, not hear real world garbage. But
yeah, we live in this nice bubble of Trek, discussing, debating. We've still got 2 more episodes of Picard amidst the world having a slight hissy fit.
And I want to just address Voyager 1's comment. So the mods here censoring negative views about Picard. No, we are not.
No?
They are not.
Just being mean about things, really. There's ways. There's decorum. There's ways of dealing with things. We always say there's 3 ways of dealing with a question or a show, right? There's 3 comments you can leave. The first one is, I love this. Great. Second is, I hate this. Okay. No, I hate this. You hate it. It's fucking garbage, bullshit, whatever, wankers you make it. Okay. Third one is, I dislike this because the cinematic style of Teal I don't like, and the character arc is weak. Now, 2 or 3 of those are acceptable because they add something to conversation. Well, at least the middle ones, the last one's most acceptable because it adds something to conversation. But the one that just has an attack is just being mean. What's the point? There's no point. You know, you can say you dislike something, but add something to the conversation. You know, and we debate all the time on this channel, but just saying I hate. Okay. Thanks for playing. You know, whereas if you give us, that's why I even ask why people who love Discovery, why? Because just saying they love it is fine, but let's talk about it because you might see something I don't see, or vice versa. You know, it's interesting.
Yeah, and Voyager 1, I don't know. I wasn't following that. I didn't see any of that conversation, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, the moderators have been here and they're doing their jobs for quite a while, so I don't know. Anyway, neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of the theory that this could possibly tie into Picard with Discovery going back in time, moving the suns, creating the octenary system thing?
I mean, maybe let's go one step more connected, which is what we're trying to do here. First off, Discovery Season 1, it all goes to shit. Literally, every episode gets worse and worse, and they decide we have to go back, and they allow them to go back, and then the Tacon can't move stars, but it's technology of the Red Angel suit that is the missing piece of the puzzle. So neither can do it, but together they can. So it's not just Burnham's suit can do it. It's like it holds certain abilities that they need, and they know the danger. Even though they express the danger, because what if that's part of it? What if is it enough that? Oh, or do you want to go even more deep? what if there are peaceful synths on the Takan planet? Great, fine. And when Burnham and such get to the place, they tell them about these evil synths, about machines that are like human. And there's one guy in the room when they're talking, and they're like, "Oh, I'm a synth," and like, "Oh no, lock him up! Keep him away from us. They're dangerous." Because they've been really mean to him. And then that causes the distrust, which causes the rift, which then causes the problem. So it's another of those paradoxes. Without one, it wouldn't be the other. And so because of Discovery, they solve the Federation's problem, but they cause the Takon's problem, which then helps them warn the Federation problem, which then, which is, Discovery both solving the future and killing the Takon Empire, which, oh god, Discovery destroys the Takon Empire from the inside. Damn it! That's a big thing to give Discovery. Wow. Because it sounds, oh my god, Stuart, it's the Angel suit. That's what went into the stars to make it a supernova.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because they say that in the episode, the Red Angel, or no, they don't say that. They say that Takon's sun goes supernova and destroys the Empire. And what if the Red Angel's time traveling near to a sun causes destabilization, destroys it?
See, they worked out a way to move the suns to create the system, but part of the deal was the Takan Empire needed their sun moved because something was happening with it. So they're like, yeah, we'll get to yours last, and they do that last, and it messes up, and they kill the Takan Empire, and they're like, oh shit, damn, oops. Yeah. Tom Casey, $5. I hope they don't tie Picard with Discovery. I like Discovery, but do not do it. # don't make it about Burnham. I agree. I would prefer they keep them well and truly apart. But I just have a feeling because the showrunners are who they are, and they want to double down and say that their Discovery is definitely prime, they're going to just... Sorry.
And Steve the Gamer asks, is the Conclave of 8 Planets actually a data sphere? As in the sphere data, could that all combine and collapse into the sphere data thing? Dum dum dum.
The Ronin, $5. Thanks, guys, for keeping a constructive environment. Love hearing interesting discussions, positive or negative, not just empty hatred. Yeah, no problem. That's what we like. We like people that are on both sides of the debate talking about it. So that's why we're here, because we like to. And if you do have something you need to say that you don't want the admins to, or the moderators to, whatever, freak out about, you put in a super chat, then we deal with it directly. And then, yeah, you don't have to worry about the moderators if you're worried about the moderators. I hate seeing that shit in the comments.
We're not doing anything. We're just having a conversation.
Yeah. Taurus 69, $2, 176 likes, 292 watching. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. 300 watching now. So there you go.
And it's Elnor, Mr. Elnor Torath. Thank you, Elnor.
Oh my god, it is too. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I called him out last time for it. No, I think it's like with. Is there even a perfect movie? A perfect TV show? And I like to think that when I criticize things, it's more on the creative side. The camera angles or story beats that don't make sense. It's the stuff that can be actively said as wrong, or problematic. I don't try and say I don't like it just because, as in without an answer. Whereas I think the positive stuff, it's obviously more gut reactiony. I think I guess both gut reactiony, but it's probably harder to say why you like something than dislike it, probably.
Say that again.
Well, I mean, I guess they're both gut reactions of like. I'm trying to say, is it when you're trying to decide why you like something, you don't actually have to justify it to yourself when you're thinking it. It's just a gut reaction of why you like it. If you don't like something, I would say more often than not, it's because of something. Like you see a Discovery Shuttle, you're like, oh, I don't like this because it breaks canon. Whereas you see, a little other thing, like, oh, I like that. I just like it because that makes sense to me. I don't know. Is there some sort of level of bias towards positivity there?
No, because I'm the same way with both. Like, I'll just not like something and then have to ask myself, or you ask me, why didn't I like it? And I'd be like, well, now you made me think about it.
Yes, that's the important bit. That's the important bit.
But a lot of times it's just a feeling you get. You just don't like it, or you love it.
which is why so I go to cinema with my dad sometimes. It's like one of the things we do. And I love it when he asks why I like a scene,
Mm.
and it's just like suddenly I can just go out on this big rant, like positive rant of why. And it's like, where did that come from? I don't know. I just thought, like, I just deconstructed it in my brain. It's like, why do I like Bad Boys 3? Oh, a lot of reasons. A lot of reasons. Bad Boys 3 is great. And I like Discovery Season 3 trailer. I think we both were really positive about that. It was a good sign. And it's amazing how many people... It's so strange, because we did kind of shift on our dime with Picard from the first ones to the last two. In filming those last two episodes, it was remarkable how positive it was being. I think we really struggled to find negative things for the last two.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing when people then commented saying, guys, what happened? Why are you being so positive? Why are you chilling out now? And it's like, because they made a good episode. Like, we're not going to invent things to complain about. If you do good, praise them. That's how they learn, if they care or watch.
Yeah. Well, look what Tower Radio throws in £10. Thank you very much. Look up.
Boom.
God, I hope not personally. I feel Picard should be an original series. Love 7 of 9 as the Borg Queen. The only thing which I think should have happened is Elnor should have been assimilated. No, that's awful.
I mean, if the Borg gone rogue, it could have been kind of interesting.
He should have got Borg enhanced, because it's 7, not the actual Borg. So it would have been like, you're not part of the collective, but you've now enhanced. So now you're a super awesome ninja warrior elf. Squadra Course throws in $2. I wish Picard would restore the prime time. They might be going towards that. We've said that a few times. That would be great if they need to correct something that ultimately results in the TOS timeline. So it's the savior of all Star Trek. Oh, good God, that makes it sound really bad, because then it's... I don't know.
But speaking of good...
There's ways to do it.
Terry West, 111. Man, all this talk of the Decon Empire gets me excited. I really, really hope that's what they're going... that's what they want to do with this. I mean, Chabon, that's a hell of a reference. And he wouldn't pull it out, like he confirmed on Indiegogo, on Instagram, there you go. That's the connection. I mean, you can't... It's such a backstory element to that you can't not mention it. And I doubt Picard would remember the Empire. Or Data might, actually.
Data would, absolutely.
So that'd be kind of fun.
I'm sure Riker would, because he met that gatekeeper guy who was like, yeah, you guys are good people.
Yeah, but Riker's not going to... Well, he might be, but... See, we're still holding out hope that it's going to be... That Brent will be in the last two, or at least the last one, in some form. So it'd be kind of nice if... Even if Picard... I mean, the fact that... So it'd be interesting if maybe the next episode starts with Picard having another vision of Data. Just like he helped him learn who Soji was. He talks to Picard about... Because they know about this system. They know enough to go on. And, something's guiding Picard, because that seems like the first episode was implying that. And he's there saying, Captain, yes, Data. Do you remember that time that we were the Ferengi, and cuts to clips of that, and he's like, maybe they cut to a green screen, he's on the planet, he's like, oh, I'm here, what? It's the Decon Empire. That'd be kind of fun if there's like a very literal, this is this. So, I'd be nice if that was spelled out, given directly in dialogue. I don't need much expanded upon it, but that'd be kind of fun. And everyone else would be like, what is it? Because it's like the Voyager transporter thing. Again, beautiful reference. Eloquent in its simplicity, which a lot of references can be.
Yeah. References, not a big mallet to the face. Subtle. Nice.
Well, it's
Good.
like Archer being in the list of captains and Giorgio there too. It's like, oh.
Oh, yeah, that was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Taurus 69, $5. I hope that Picard is not linked to Discovery. I like Picard a lot more than Discovery. Yeah, that's fair enough. And we kind of hope the same thing. I want them to be separate and apart. I've said this since the beginning, since we first heard word that Picard was going to be a series. I've been saying the same thing. I want them to be separate, but they seem to want to be converging them, and it's just like, stop. Leon Cranston, $2. Seems like 3 factions in Discovery Season 3: aliens, humans, and EMH.
Yeah.
Totally and it could be that the synths fell, but the EMHs took over. holograms took over in their place. So still synthetic life, but yeah.
Raj has a great point. It would be interesting if Guinan's still alive in the Discovery future.
Whoa, what? 900 years in the future? I doubt it. I don't think they live that long.
I mean, you've heard them as listeners. I mean, oh no, Guinan looked identical with the past of Earth, and that was 500 years, and she was identical.
I guess.
I mean,
She's gonna be in Picard season 2, so maybe.
But that would have been such a nice, like, again, you've no idea what's going on behind the scenes, but that would actually would have been kind of a fun reference. She's already announced for one show, and they got her back on the other one. Guinan the listener. She's one of the last oracles of the future. I've heard everything. I've seen everything. I've seen the universe born and seen it die. I'm actually Q's mum. What? That's why she has the voodoo. Because she's his mama.
This is how she punished him.
Yes.
Edwin Champion. $4 Canadian, no comment. Thank you.
Appreciate
the Ronin, $2. 1,200-year-old Dax in Discovery future, maybe. It'd be cool to see Dax. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them.
I think that's a very distinct possibility. There's no leap of logic there. And it's, I mean, I would assume that life form, if it's properly maintained, it can stay alive for a long time. And I'm sure they have like the baths that can keep it alive for a long time, just hang out.
We know they visit the Trill baths in season 3 of Discovery, so
as another. I mean, there's so much potential canon they're using in just by having the Cardassians and Trill. It's interesting. Like I said, I strongly believe that Discovery season 3 will be the best season because it won't be a Star Trek season. It'll be a season of television that takes place in the Star Trek universe. But it won't be linking to the actual universe, but outside of the universe in the sense of it's now its own little pocket of time because it's an unseen bit of time. I think it'll be the best season. And they've learned lessons. Like the balance of having Tilly being too much, not enough. Always give Michael Burnham someone to talk to that's equal to her or nearby. Don't give her an ensemble scene because the character overshadows everyone else despite her being a non-specialist in most things. Have her be a specialist in one thing or two things, that's fine. This is why you have her off on a side quest. She works best, and you can tell from the trailer she'll be alone for a bit of it, or with Book. Sorry, she'll be with Book for a lot of it. And that's a good give her a single one-on-one. She can shine because he can, or the other person can temper her, and let the crew be the crew, which allows the bridge crew to actually have a part. Because we met Hiroshima, and she's great, lovely lady, lovely lady. Give her all the lines you want to give her. She can absolutely do them. And we met, the Asian chap, sorry, don't remember his name, knew us, liked us, black guy too. I had his name for a second, but I can't remember it.
Bryce.
Thank you. Yeah, good people. They deserve more lines.
Yeah.
And Arium version 2, the human Arium. Arium version 2, which is actually the actress 1, and that's just human.
That's not confusing at all. Leon Cranston, $2. Space mullets to the face. I meant mallet, but yes.
Don't get it, I'm sorry.
Tom Casey, $2.
Thank
Best thing they did put Discovery in the future. Yes. It is the best thing they did. 100% agreed.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been better to be the distant past, I think, because then their actions could have affected the timeline and not changed the timeline, if that makes sense. Because they could things they do, we know where it ends up, and it ends up in canon. Whereas in the future, they'll do things that will then be canon. It's like, oh, I guess the Federation's dead at a certain point when you hope for the best. And then the only way to save the Federation is by Discovery saving them, and who's going to be Discovery saving them? Burnham's going to be Discovery saving them, no one else. So it's kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the future will be unwritten because they changed it. And it'll be all because of Burnham. I
still laugh, though, that the whole point of Discovery Season 2 was that the future, we stop this guaranteed future, la la la. And then because the future's not written, but the show takes place in the future. So we say the future isn't written. Like, if the show's in the future is written. This is not. Then it doesn't matter. I just find that funny because he's saying that Discovery Season 3 doesn't matter because it's just a version of the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
multiple versions of the future.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there you go, guys. That's what we think might be a thing that'll be linked. But
Yeah.
Daniel says, but they've broken their own canon in both Disco and Picard. Yeah, absolutely they have. All Trek's really broken its own canon. It's a common thing with Trek.
It's just should be harder to do nowadays with more people on the staff, but they care less than the old teams. So I guess there's that attention to detail which isn't there. Not that they don't, not that they don't care, but they care less. I mean, you know the absolute love that the old teams cared. You know, so Andrew Probert designed the D. He designed everything. If you ask John Eves what is anything on board the Europa or the Shinzo, I mean, this wasn't important if they didn't design it. You know, this level of finesse and care that it wasn't. I mean, that's fine. You know, most shows don't have that. Well, I think people like part of the reason why people like The Expanse is because the universe feels so real because they thought everything out. Same Babylon 5, like it's really like tangible.
The Ronin says, I would say how much they cared in old Trek varied greatly on from writer to writer. Yeah, but they had the production team there that would either insist something be changed, or come up with a behind the scenes reason why it can make sense,
and then tweak the script accordingly. Sometimes,
yes, they had people that were actually there going, no, that's not going to work, and things got changed as a result, which was fine. Not always, but yeah, some of the writers didn't understand it at all. But I remember the production team did.
There's like a featurette on one of the discs where Michael Kuda recounts that the production team was going to do something really wrong, and he was like, no, and they just changed it easily in the script, and then it was fixed. He was there and it would have been like a really like weird, like Picard actually had 3 kids or something like that weird. Like it's just a offhand line, but it would have been like no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Watcher throws in 11 euros, thank you, and says just a support. So thank you, we appreciate that.
And good luck with the Europeanness, because it's worse there than it's here, so good luck.
Yes, be safe, guys. Eugene, 500 rubles. If recent Mass Effect vibes are not accidental, what else can be borrowed from Mass Effect and appear in Discovery Season 3 or connect Picard with it?
It's a good question.
I don't know anything about it, so...
More for me than for you.
I'll shut up now.
Well, I mean, Geth, the living and robots. I mean, the Geth uprising easily. And
tuning 3434, no, they are not. He asked if the Okudas are involved in Picard.
Oh, no. But yeah, definitely some Geth, perhaps. Maybe some psychic powers. I don't know. Because how far Trek isn't known for its sort of space magic, force push, force choke, whatever. So it'd be a shame if they start adding that stuff in. But it's the future. I mean, you could presumably genetically engineer. Do they have many races? I'm trying to think. Let's exempt TOS for a second because that was they just did whatever they wanted because they were the initiator. Did TNG and the other ones do much telekinesis? I'm trying to think, like moving objects. Was there much of that? Pool abilities that could do it? Again, exempt from TOS.
What, in TNG?
Yeah, TNG Voyager DS9. Was there any races that could move things? I think Kess did. At the end.
Yeah, I would say Kess for sure.
Guys, do you remember anything? Because I've been trying to think. I can't necessarily remember anything. Because I kind of stayed away from sort of psi powers, I think.
I'm sure there was one or two.
Yeah.
But I just can't think of them offhand.
Yeah.
Nerd Daddy puts in 230 euros. With Leland on Discovery, could Control be back? Leland was dead though.
But his molecules, his deconstructed atoms were still there. Like there's still the biotech is still there.
I know, but
although Kurtzman, for what it's worth, Kurtzman said the story of Control is over.
Oh well, then that's case closed. We're fine. Whew. I was worried there for a second.
And Dan23 says, have we seen that the short's been released in June? Yes. Yep.
What's happening? There's shorts being released in June?
No, the Blu-ray of all the shorts.
Oh, yes. I was excited to see that, yes.
This have to be quite a cheap discs, there's not a lot of content on it. So if
Probably
they
making of it and behind the scenes.
yeah, they have like one for each one and some commentaries, which could be interesting.
Jersey, those $2.
Mm.
What if they borrow Project Overlord from Mass Effect 2?
I'm gonna have to. Isn't that a DLC though?
I don't know, but LDG Pixels puts in $2 with no comment, so thank you.
Isn't that a thing? I don't remember this, so I'm thinking it is.
I didn't play Mass Effect, so I don't know. Stop bothering me with it.
The Vortas had psi powers for a little while, did they?
The Vorta.
I don't remember that.
I don't recall that either.
They only released a few short tracks on Blue Blu-rays. No, all of them. All of them should be there. And yeah, Gary Mitchell could. That was what I was remembering. But I think that's pretty much.
Well, we excluded TOS though, because that was more of a thing back then.
That was the first real episode. So it's kind of like they started with psi powers. I guess Doctor continues, but that's the same story, and not canon. God, it's weird because also when a Discovery started production after Picard, so theoretically they would have all of the knowledge of the story. So they could, should, would be linked. I mean, they both had extensive reshoots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, would you like something as simple as... now, this is just not linked per se, but if you've got Patrick Stewart, how would you feel about... at some point in Discovery Season 3, Burnham comes across a message, a holo message, and it's Patrick Stewart as Jean-Luc Picard in his de-aged uniform, the same older uniform, where he was an admiral, and he's saying, "This is Admiral Picard," giving a message about something else, and she doesn't know who he is, obviously, because it's the wrong era, but it's relevant to the situation. How would that be, do you think? Like a holo Picard from the past?
I'd be fine.
I think that could be quite good, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because it means nothing to the characters, and therefore he's just an admiral from the future, or the past from the current perspective.
The words you're saying, yes.
Yes, the words.
Taurus 69, $2. Short Treks DVDs won't have Children of Mars.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, they're not. They're that's Picard. It's not Discovery Short Trek.
That'll be a bonus on the Picard season 1, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah.
Not a band account puts in $2. Michael Burnham can come back and inspire Picard, be his muse.
Hopefully, yeah. She's the reason he joined Starfleet.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, it's not, but it's very likely. Jeff Jacobs puts in $2. 200. Finally, we can get to 100 or 280. 250 min. Hashtag make Jeff pay. 289 of you here, guys. Hit that like button. I had the 250. He didn't write that this time. He usually writes 250. Okay. So it's just...
Thanks, Donnie. Have a good evening. And Mole asks, did I also hear the Discovery theme playing at the end of last week's Picard? I don't remember hearing that. I don't know about you, Stuart.
I'm not good with the musical cues, as you know. You usually have to watch it a few times to pick them up. And no, I didn't notice anything like that.
Yeah, I noticed the Voyager one. Yeah, you didn't notice the Voyager. I got Voyager, but I didn't. I didn't hear the other one.
I listened for the Voyager one a few times. I couldn't hear it.
Really?
Yeah.
Scary. That is shocking. Right at the end when they went to the wormhole. I mean, I might just play that right now because I want to hear that. What is the Discovery's theme? What is the Discovery? I've drawn a blank. Guys, hum the theme song in the chat. Go.
I'm trying to remember it myself.
Yeah, what is the theme song? I don't remember.
Does it even have... Oh.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, okay.
Dun.
Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, that's the That's the Star Trek theme in Discovery a la Pike.
Yes.
So, did you hear it on the stream?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I think. I mean, yeah, but I clocked that just the futuristic theme of the era. But yeah, I guess so. Da da da. Yeah, Jarzia. Woo! Ah. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, Picard is TNG thing. I think Picard does well with music. I think Picard does better with music than Discovery.
Oh yeah.
I think Discovery has more unique music, but Picard has some more appropriate music. There goes monetization. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully not. No tuning. That's the wrong show. That's the wrong show. No, I mean, there's some clever things that can be done. And it might, well, I mean, I think I've said to you already, and what is this one for? That I think there'll be a trailer for Discovery Season 3 at the end of Picard. You know, because it'll end with, like, next time on, when it normally would, it'll in fact, what are you doing?
Can't poop. The corona will get me.
Don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Oh no! If at the end of the season, rather than next time on Picard, it'll be next March on Trek Discovery. But how fun would it be if this president guy is actually on the Picard planet they go to? He's one of the synths there. Because that would be a good payoff. Like right at the end of the near the second episode, and then you watch that, and then you cut to Discovery Season 3 trailer, and he's there very prominently, and it's like, oh damn. See, that I would like if that's a reveal he's a synth and he has to leave and rebel and then he comes back and does some things. That'd be a fun reveal. Because I mean that could be a character that could move and exist a synth if they exist from then onwards. Because then it's Picard linking to Discovery rather than Discovery linking to Picard. That's a subtle distinction, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Prime 1351 $2.
Hey.
Just joining, but I really hope they're not. Right? That's kind of what we've been saying. But there's lots of ways they could. So, Tangerine Star 26 £2. Compared the opening titles to both shows, so alike.
Yeah, I mean they're not music wise, but they're both of a similar sort of slow pace and such.
Yeah. And double guitars, €5.
Good
to see you again. Yeah. The pubs are closed for Paddy's Day. Glad you are on the chat, lads. Well, tomorrow me and Auntie Trekker are doing a St. Patrick's Day live together. So.
Oh, when's that?
At 10 Eastern Standard Time.
Morning or evening? Oh, okay, there you go.
So yeah.
Okay.
You can join us for that and hang out and have drinks in your comfort of your own house.
I assume you're wearing all green?
No.
At least wear something green. You should dye your goatee green.
No.
You're not looking. Why aren't you looking? There we go. Take it in. I hope he will do something green at least. Yeah, no, they just closed the pubs and such here today. Or at least recommend they don't. No, was it like a formal closing? I don't know. You shouldn't go to them, was the news today. Yeah.
Yep.
But we're going to still be doing Trek content. We've still got Picard to focus on. The fact is, the world will not collapse, and Picard will still have content from Trekyards. That's the important thing.
And you guys will be home, self-quarantined to watch it, and we never leave the confines of what you see here anyway, so...
We live in the box, we work in the box, we are the box.
And we have no chance of getting the corona because...
And Stuart has a big black one.
Anyway.
Show the microphone, show I'm not being rude, I'm being literal.
Oh.
He has a big black one, see? There was nothing rude there.
Can't see over it, it's too big.
Same size.
Prime 1351 $5.
Thank you.
All is closed and life is sad. Thanks for being a bright spot in the day. Yeah, we just want to be an escapism for you guys. Come visit us, talk to us, and just ignore all the crap if you can. And Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2.
Thank
No
you.
pubs. Guess I'll just drink my whiskey at home. Yeah.
Although old Sebastian, who's a German, who left me in a he changed your name. He says you should second the green beard, and the fact that he put me up, and I think that means you have to.
Well, I gotta go. Then I have to leave the house because I have to go get green stuff for my beard.
You would.
But then I'll get the corona.
No, you. How many cases in Ontario?
Actually, Ontario has the most in Canada. How many cases are we up to of corona now?
We've been over 200 in the province of Ontario.
Yeah, just over 200 in the province now.
That's quite a lot, actually.
Yeah. Well, we're the most populated province besides
We are
Vancouver.
The most populated province.
We are the most populated province.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Jesus fecking Christ.
We have 14.5 million.
But Aussie sorry, Aussie, don't I say him. Hi, Admiral from the Admiral. Aussie's an Admiral. He says hi, Admiral.
Aussie's an admiral.
No,
He's
Admiral
channel
Aussie. Admiral Aussie. Call him
So he says, hello, Admiral from the Admiral.
Well, hello, fellow Admiral.
That's great. I'm sorry, I don't know who is that guy in the thumbnail, double guitars. That is the potential president of the Federation in the future, or emissary of the Federation, or last surviving hologram of the Federation in a Federation bunker. There you go. But
So, England, the United Kingdom.
Oh. Hold on a second. Yes, go ahead.
England has a population of 66.44 million as of 2018.
Okay.
And Canada is 37.59. They're double our population.
In an area smaller than our province.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. You make it work. You live on top of each other, and you have just awesome. You got roundabouts, and you drive on the wrong side of the road. You guys have it down.
now you wonder why we had a 5-hour trip because we got twice with people in the lanes.
I
On
know.
half the size road.
And you don't have like an actual shoulder or the emergency lane
Well, we
for
did.
emergency vehicles.
We did, just we didn't use it.
Anywho, there you
I was trying to say is that the pubs might be closed, but as you guys probably know, we're doing the drunk Trekyards. It is returning with a passion, which probably means I should probably buy booze before the shops close, so I can't buy booze. Actually, I should probably go buy alcohol. That drunk
When is
Trek.
that?
Well, we discuss it now. The final episode of Picard will be on the 26th of March, and we'll do the Drunk Trekkers live on the weekend of the 4th/5th of April. So which day is better for you, Stuart? The 4th or the 5th of April? I've booked off the days, so I'm here either way.
I don't know. I'll know closer to the time.
Fair enough.
Probably the Saturday.
Yeah, probably Saturday. So Saturday the 4th, we will be taking a look. Oh, that is good stuff. That is, I don't know what it's, okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, Saturday the 4th, we're in Drunk Trekyards. We're going to go back through the entire season. You guys will pay us to get drunk, and as you guys know, the more we drink, the more we say, every respect. And we'll also go through, probably that'll be, that's the one where we do the best and worst, when we go through our scores of the season, and we'll see if we re-rate them. We'll now look at them in retrospect. So that'll be a hell of a thing, and that'll be at least 3-hour live. And if you can't go outside and can't drink, use that as your chance to have a live social drinking experience with the Trek Guardians out there. That is definitely worth doing. Definitely worth doing.
And Mo says, drunk Trekyards. Captain Foley has to take a shot every time someone comments Mass Effect.
Yes! Super Chat's Mass Effect. It has to be Super Chat.
Yeah.
Hey, Super
I'm just going to do it for regular comments. We got to get... Yeah.
And you're welcome to
Sebastian, €2. For the green dye and a Corona beer. Yeah, I should get some Corona beers for that. That'd be fucking awesome.
He's drinking raw Corona!
And it's green! My God! It must be diseased.
And Bill Barkley is goading me with a Kilish!
Kilish. That was awesome.
Thank you. I don't know where that came from either. Now that deserves a super chat, guys. We'll end on that, I think, because you can't really beat that. But come on, end on a super chat for that. Now, thanks guys for joining in. We hit over 300, which is brilliant. Tomorrow, though, what are we doing, Stuart?
I have no idea. What are we doing?
Yes, you do.
Oh yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow is our prediction video for Thursday because I can't do one on Wednesday.
Yes. And I may or may not be there for a little bit on Wednesday. Who on earth knows? I might do like a mini live. Depends. We'll see.
If my meeting gets canceled, then I might be here on Wednesday as well. But our prediction video will be tomorrow, regardless.
Yes. And that'll be. I think that'll be a really good one. There's a lot of interesting visuals on that one. And hopefully, as we narrow down, we'll get more things right. Although it's a small reset in a sense because everything's kind of fresh for the next one. You know. So yeah, guys, final super chat. Who wants to win that final super chat rating? And if we can get 230 likes, I'd love to see 11 more likes. So please do click that like button if you have not already. I mean, come on, boom, likes and one more super chat.
Jarzia says, it's not easy being Canada. We got to keep the sun off America's balding head while also running errands for our aging British parents. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, dear. Thanks for that, man. Appreciate it. Hey,
What time with anti-trekker, morning or evening? It's the evening, probably 10 Eastern Standard Time or his time. He's an hour behind me. No, he's central.
3 more likes. 3 more likes.
I don't know. Or behind me. That's it.
I mean, if you keep time traveling.
Yeah, it's behind you, isn't it? Surely.
Leon Cranston, $10. Computer
Yes!
activates Samuel's EMH program. Computer activates Samuel's EMH program. He needs help.
Yes, my voice and my soul.
Alexa, tell me a Star Trek joke. Alexa, tell me a Star Trek joke.
Why did Captain Kirk bring a lawnmower onto the Starship Enterprise? To boldly mow where no one has mowed before.
Wow.
You know, this is one of those things that synths are not going to uprise just yet. And that tells you why.
Exactly.
Although, before you read the amazing super chats, ask for a Star Wars joke.
Alexa, tell me a Star Wars joke.
Why is Yoda bad at rugby league? Because there is no try.
Wow.
That's cool. It can do both.
Oh, it can do yeah, a lot of things. Alexa, red alert. Alexa, stop. Even says red alert sounded. Ship's deflector shields have been raised.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can think of one more. Say, Alexa, who's your daddy?
Alexa, who's your daddy?
Thanks for asking me. Here's another fun thing. Try asking me to sing you a song.
Go.
See, I was thinking that I was also going, who's your daddy? What does he do? I was hoping she would say, I don't know what he does, or something.
Yeah. Deepak Switchback puts in $2. Shots. It's Mass Effect. Oh my goodness. Active Avenger, £20.
Oh,
awesome.
Thank you, sir.
You win the highest super chat of the day award.
By a bit. Dude, that's awesome. Mr. Avenger, you have avenged our hearts.
And you're active, which is great. Thanks for all you guys do. Always a pleasure to watch. We should just do a comedy show, a comedy live once. We're always so much better when we're just. We're always so much better when we're just chilled out.
Well, that's why. I mean, you guys know the drunk ones are a lot of fun, and that one's going to be a really good one. I can just tell.
Yeah, Jarzia, $5 Canadian super chat. May be able to be a little more generous soon if this new job comes through. Fingers crossed. Well, congratulations. Well, maybe premature, but good luck. Speaking of, you're in Hamilton. It's like an hour away. We got to meet up sometime and hang out. Eugene, 150 rubles. But what about read alert? Read alert. You
From
know.
Enterprise. Let's put read alert.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Fleet Boss Swift back $2. Alexa, auto engage destruct sequence.
Not what he wrote, but
Here's
okay.
something I found on the web. According to freepatentsonline.com, once the tag is selected and its identity is believed to be known, a destruct sequence is performed.
Thanks for that, Alexa.
Is Alexa drunk? Because that's a whole nother... Okay, so ask Alexa to get to the chopper. See if she knows that one.
Alexa, get to the chopper.
I'm not sure.
Boo.
She's no, sorry. This is why the artificial intelligence hasn't taken over the world yet. Yes.
Oh god, tuning. Alexa Kailash.
No. No.
Alright guys, this was a fun end, thanks for that. Everyone can do with a laugh, you know.
Oh, we got
oh
another
my
one.
god! Damn!
Leon McInnes, 30 pounds. He wins the highest Super Chat award of the
From
day.
himself. You cheeky bugger. You cheeky fecker, there you go.
So, Captain Ask Alexa, and mine answered, nice.
Wow.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. I get complaints about that when I
But
say
it's
it
for the
online. People are like,
comedy.
what? You activated mine.
It's for the comedy.
Yes.
Wow, well there you go. So that's a very successful last 5 minutes.
It is. Thank you very
Amazing.
much, Leon. That's awesome.
Wow, okay, cool. Well, come back for the drunk one so you can have us do more Alexa crap.
Alexa, can you speak Klingon?
I can't speak Klingon because I never get angry enough to pronounce the words.
Okay. Did you know that
Awesome.
one? Or is that a new one for you?
Oh, that's a new one for me, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, okay, wait. Okay. Why don't you ask it what Trekyards is?
See, hold on. Thribs says, surprise, Foley doesn't have it set to computer. I did for like a week. But the fact is, we say the word computer on the show, and especially when we're doing scripts and stuff, all the time, so it kept going off. So I had to change it back from computer to... All right, so what am I asking it
What
now?
is Trekyards?
Oh, Alexa, what is Trekyards?
Sorry, I don't know that.
You're fired.
Oh, say that. Alexa, you're fired.
Alexa, you're fired.
Great Scott! I'd better update my resume.
Anyway, Leon Cranston, $2. A shout out to my boy McGinnis. Thank you.
Yay, McGinnis.
Thank you, McGinnis. Thank you, Leon. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. See you guys tomorrow. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye, guys.
That's right. Alexa, say goodbye.
Goodbye.